Sorry, that was a bit high-pitched, wasn't it? So I just wanted firstly to thank you for watching my last video and for giving me lots of different feedback. That's really appreciated, and I really hope that you are as excited as I am to watch and, well, you're not filming videos with me, but to watch videos and hear me talk. I like to talk. Sometimes I talk a bit too much, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't talk at all. I have fluctuating moods, and depending on my mood depends on how much I talk. I wanted my first video to be quite a light-hearted one. I thought that I would do a book review. This is a book that I really, really love. I read it this year, and I think it's my second favourite book of all time. It's a fantasy book, and that surprised me. I've only recently started reading fantasy, and I'm finding that I actually really love fantasy books, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself because I've been missing out on so many amazing books for so long because I didn't even give fantasy a chance. Fantasy is amazing. I love it. So this book is a fantasy. It's a big boy. It's a chunky boy. And it took me about 3.5 weeks to read. Some of that was because my girlfriend was here for most of it. So the only time I would read would be when she went for a nap. So like I probably would have read it a little bit quicker if I hadn't been like spending time with my girlfriend. So I probably would have read it in like maybe 2.5 weeks. But 3.5 I think is pretty good. The book is actually, I think it's like 804 pages, I want to say. It's over 800, but only by a tiny amount. You probably already know what the book is, given the title of this video and the description. So I don't know why I'm spending so long not telling you what the book is. It is The Priory of the Orange Tree. First of all, can we just talk about the cover of this book? Because look how gorgeous this is. It's so beautiful. And I just feel like we really need to appreciate the beauty that is this cover. It's very thick. I love the sound of a thick book. I don't know why, it just really satisfies me. I love also like flipping the pages. I just find so many things about books satisfying. Don't hate me, I do break the spine. Especially with a book like this, how can you read it if you don't break the spine? But I break the spine of all my books. I love all the lines. It keeps going in and out of focus, but I love all the lines along a broken spine. I feel like personally it gives the book more character. I feel like it gives the book more of a adventure, more of an experience. It's like it's been well lived, and that just warms my heart. I don't really know how to summarize this book into a paragraph. I guess I kind of did with my Goodreads review, but I don't know how to like tell you what it's about, if that makes sense. So there's different lands, and each land has a different ruler. And these lands, some of them are at war with each other. Not so much a war. It's like a war with no fighting. The ones that we primarily kind of focus on is the Queen of Innies. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I am dyslexic, and there are so many words in this book that I could not pronounce correctly. Her name is Sabron, I want to say. Again, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Then you have Ede, who comes from the Priory. We also have another character called Niclays. All of these characters are like connected and intertwined somehow, and you get to see it from 4 different perspectives. So you see it from Ede's perspective, you see the story from Niclays' perspective, you see the story from... It's been about a month to 3 months since I read this book. Oh, there's a character sheet at the back of the book. I forgot about that. Oh no. I just accidentally ripped the page. Oh. 4 storytellers of the book are Arloth Beck, but throughout the book he's referred to as Loth. Then we have Edas Duzela Uknara. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but throughout the book she is known as Ede Duran. And then we have Nicholas Roos, and then we have Tante. Loth is, so I mentioned Sabran, the queen. Loth was Sabran's best friend, and he is exiled because he is so close to her by her, like, basically like chief of security kind of thing. And then that's where like kind of his story begins. And then we have Ede, who has been sent to protect Sabran by the highest like person. I can't remember what they call her. I don't think they call her a priestess or something like that. I don't know. The highest person in I can't speak. The highest person in the priory. Then we've got Nicholas Roos, who promised Sabran that he could find the elixir of life, and then when he didn't provide and he got into a lot of debt and things like that, she exiled him. And then we have Tante, who is about to enter this kind of like trial competition thing to become a dragon rider. And throughout the book, all these stories get intertwined, and the main premise of the book is that around 1,000 years ago, there was this very, very evil dragon, and he was slain. So there are some people in the book that believe he was slain by a man, and when he became a king, as long as his like line continues, the dragon won't return. And then there are other people in the book that believe that after a certain amount of time he will return, and that he was only slain for a temporary period. The whole premise of the book is to try and not let the dragon come back. But there's also so much politics that is involved in this, because all these different kingdoms, they don't trust each other. And like these different locations, not kingdoms, sorry. They don't trust each other and they don't want to work together. There's a whole bunch of things. I mean, there's dragons, there's witchcraft, there's politics, there's marriage, there is, I don't know whether you'd call it lesbian love, or a queer relationship, because it's not, like, they're not identified as lesbians. So we don't know what their sexuality is. So we'll say queer relationship, but also like forbidden love. There's loss of sense of self and purpose. There's also heartbreak and grief, and it's such a powerful story that covers so much stuff. There isn't, like, I feel like there isn't a way to fully explore how incredible this book is without giving away lots of spoilers. But it was just such a journey. I've never experienced a wild ride the way I did reading this book. nothing in this book was really shocking. They didn't really go for a shock factor, but there was a lot that I wasn't expecting. And there were a lot of twists and turns, and I felt such a wide range of emotions. I felt happy, sad, angry, despair, excited. I was on the edge of my seat. At the end of the book, there is a battle. I won't go into the details of what the battle is, but it is a major page turner. And I was so... it was like nail biting, and I loved every word of this book. I absolutely adore it, and I can't express enough how much people should read this. And so many people have said that the size puts them off. Please do not let that put you off, because even at over 800 pages, you will be so sad when this book ends, because I wanted more. However, I say I wanted more. The book ends in such a perfect way, and it really gives you closure. But I really did want more. If I could be buried with just one book, it would be this one, I think. I think this is my favourite book of all time. I think this has surpassed Jane Eyre, you know. God, that's a revelation. Oh, poor Jane Eyre. I do love Jane Eyre, but this book has my heart. There's this queer romance. There's 2 queer relationships in this book. How? Oh my God, there's also pirates. It's just incredible. You have to read it. I will give a trigger warning for miscarriage. That does happen in this book. I don't think there's anything else I need to trigger warn. There is violence. I don't feel like there's anything else that needs trigger warnings. I would very much recommend this book. And if you've read it, let me know what you think. And if you read it based on my recommendation, let me know what you think, because I would really love to hear your thoughts. I feel like this is probably one of the worst reviews in the world. So if you've stuck around for this long, well done. If you liked this review, I feel like this review has been very chaotic. However, if you like this review and you would like me to review more books, then just let me know. I feel like I've just rambled for 22 minutes about a book, but I feel like I haven't said anything constructive. I feel like I've just declared my love for it and said nothing else. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I hope that you like this video. Bye.